The sound stays available, even when we stop noticing it.
Nothing arrives, nothing occurs. Awareness forms quietly, like temperature changing in a room. The air carries motion without moving anywhere. You do not cross the threshold. We recognize where we are. The night fades evenly without center, without edge. Light moves slowly across distance that does not resist. No man's leaning toward another without merging. Time loosens its outline and becomes flexible.
The real living does not begin, it becomes present. Breathing adjust without being corrected. The basics, this is ducts, not pressure, not demand. Low signal interrupts, no silence commands. Energy is making itself calm. Unforced voices appear briefly as brains. Texture, presence remains without definition. The rhythm stays level, wide enough to rest inside. Nothing accelerates, nothing resolves. The net does not answer, the beat accommodates. Light bends, that continues bending. Expectation dims until it disappears. The space between these wide is not empty but active. Time releases order and forget sequence. The bass comes steadily as if the ground remembers the exists without the sound, not within it. No direction forms, yet orientation remains. Movement continues without intention. The air feels stable, dance without weight. The rhythm leaves room for attention to settle. Moments overlap without replacing each other. Nothing repeats, even when it feels familiar. Energies stay balanced without tension. The sound opens further, not outward, but inward. Like drifts again across bodies, across distance, across awareness. Meaning dissolves, this separation dissolves. The bass remains uninterrupted, unconcerned. Time stretches into duration without reference. The moment stays open, a measured voices spin into atmosphere, then return softly. Awareness persists without observing itself. No pressure accumulates, no release follows. The night deepens without changing form. Motion is felt without displacement. The rhythm continues because nothing interrupts. Sound travels in wide arcs, never closing. We remain present without holding. Space feels generous without becoming empty. The ground supports without effort. Nothing asked to be named, nothing asked to be remembered. Energy flows evenly across stillness. The sound does not guide, it surrounds. Time dissolves into continuity without direction. Delays exist as a constant condition. We do not reach remains open. Awareness drifts deadly without leaving. The sound stays available, wide, unfinished. Motion continues without purpose. Crisis remains without definition. The sound stays available even when we stop noticing it.
Nothing arrives, nothing departs. Awareness forms quietly, like temperature changing in a room. The air carries motion without moving anywhere. We do not cross the threshold. We recognize where we are. The night strands evenly without center, without edge. Night moves slowly across distance that does not resist. Moments leading to one another without blocking. Time loosens its outline and becomes flexible.
The rhythm is my begin. It becomes present. Reading adjusts without being corrected. The bass exists as depth. My pressure like the man. No signal interrupts. No silence command. Energy distributes itself. Calm, unforced voices appear briefly as rain as posture. Presence remains without definition. The rhythm stays level, wide enough to rest inside. Nothing accelerates, nothing resolves. The night does not answer and accommodates. Life ends, a continues blending. Expectation bends until it disappears. The space between these wide is not empty but active. I'm Elisa's daughter. Forget sequence. The bass comes steadily.
There is no point of arrival, only presence becoming noticeable. We are not moving through time. Time loosens around us. The sound does not begin. It becomes audible. The space shifts its balance. Air thickens slightly, enough to be felt, not enough to resist. Nothing separates intention from motion. They blur. The night extends without direction, not expanding, not closing. Light travels slowly, across surfaces that do not reflect it. Moments do not line up, they overlap gently. We do not enter the rhythm. The rhythm forms as an environment. Breathing steadies without guidance. The bass exists beneath awareness. Not pressing, not pulling, simply existing. No signal claims importance. No silence defines absence. Energy spreads evenly, like warmth without a source. Voices emerge briefly as texture, not language. Presence remains unmarked, yet unmistakable. The rhythm stays level. Nothing accelerates. Nothing dissolves. The night does not respond, it accommodates. Light bends across movement that never settles. Expectation fades because nothing's pending. The distance between beats grows vibrates evenly, as if the ground remembers. Weight exists alongside sound rather than within it. No direction forms, yet alignment persists. Movement continued, without decision. The air feels grounded, dense without weight. The rhythm leaves room instead of filling space. Moments merge without erasing one another. Nothing repeats, even when familiarity appears. Energy remains balanced, without tension. The sound widens, not outward, but inward. Light drifts again, across bodies, across distance, across awareness. Meaning dissolves, because separation dissolves. The bass continues uninterrupted, unconcerned. Time stretches into duration, without reference. The moment remains open, unmeasured. Voices thin into atmosphere, then return as presence. Awareness stays, without observing itself. No pressure accumulates, no release follows. The night deepens without changing shape. Motion is felt without displacement. The rhythm continues because nothing interrupts it. Sound moves in slow arcs, never closing. We remain present without holding. Space feels wide without emptiness. The ground supports without weight. Nothing demands attention, nothing fades. Energy flows evenly across stillness. The sound does not guide its surrounds. Time dissolves into continuity without direction. The bass exists as a steady condition. We do not reach for the moment, we coexist with it. Nothing approaches completion, nothing seeks resolution. The night remains open, awareness drifts gently, without dazing. Wide. Sound moves in slow arcs, never closing. We remain present without holding. Space feels wide, 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 wide.
before thought begins to move. The sound does not arrive, it becomes noticeable, like air changing weight. Motion appears quietly without calling attention. Nothing separates one moment from another. They slide into each other. The night does not surround us, it unfolds. Light drifts across distance without choosing where to stop. Time relaxes its structure until sequence becomes irrelevant. We do not enter rhythm, rhythm forms around presence. Breathing aligns naturally without being directed. The bass exists as a steady field, neither pushing nor pulling. No signal announcing its importance, no silence demands response. Energy distributes itself evenly, like warmth settling in still air. Voices surface briefly as texture rather than meaning. Presence remains undefined, yet unmistakable. The rhythm stays low, wide, unhurried. Nothing accelerates, nothing resolves. The night allows movement without reacting to it. Light bends softly across motion that never settles. Expectation dissolves because nothing is anticipated. Because nothing is anticipated. The space between beats expands, not empty, but active. Time releases measurement and forgets order. The bass vibrates evenly as if memory hums beneath awareness. We exist alongside sound rather than responding to it. No direction forms, yet alignment persists. Movement continues without intention. The air feels dense in a grounding steady way. The rhythm leaves space in a grounding steady way. The rhythm leaves space instead of filling. Moments overlap without replacing one another. Nothing repeats even when familiarity appears. Energy remains balanced without edge. The sound widens gradually, not in size but in presence. Light drifts again across bodies, across distance, across tension. Meaning dissolves because separates. The bass continues uninterrupted, unconcerned. Time stretches into duration without reference. The moment remains open, unmeasured. Voices thin into atmosphere, then return softly. Awareness persists without observing itself. No pressure accumulates, no release follows. The night deepens without transformation. Motion is felt without displacement. The rhythm continues because nothing interrupts it. Sound moves in wide arcs, never closing. We remain present without holding. Space feels generous without becoming empty. The ground supports without weight. Nothing has to be named, nothing has to be remembered. Nothing has to be remembered. Energy flows evenly across stillness. The sound does not guide, it surrounds. Time dissolves into continuity. Without direction, the bass exists as a constant condition. We do not reach
for the moment, we coexist with it. Nothing approaches completion, nothing seeks resolution. The night remains open, awareness drifts gently without leaving. The sound stays available. Remembered. Energy flows evenly across stillness. The sound does not guide, it surrounds. Time dissolves into continuity without direction. The bass exists, a constant condition. We do not reach for the moment, we coexist with it. Nothing approaches completion, nothing seeks resolution. The night remains open, but wildness give way again, always sound of bluffing. Nothing repeats, even when familiarity appears. Remains balanced without edge. The sound widens gradually, not in size but in presence. Light drifts again across bodies, across distance.